yeah, savoir, we love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Yandavinaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, USP Vice Chancellor told to step down. Staff and students protest in retaliation. And more locals being repatriated to Fiji.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
University of the South Pacific Vice Chancellor Professor AHLUWALIA has been told to step down to allow for independent investigations relating to allegations of misconduct and breaches of USP policies and procedures. FBC News has independently verified that the USP Executive Committee, which met yesterday, has decided that the allegations against Professor AHLUWALIA need to be looked into. This arises from a report compiled by the chair of the Risk and Audit Committee, Mahmood Khan, listing numerous incidents of alleged breaches by the USP Vice Chancellor. FBC News has obtained a copy of a report detailing the allegations.
This is the report that has caused ripples across the university, alleging that Professor AHLUWALIA has on at least 33 occasions breached USP good governance policies and procedures.
In respect of USP itself, we are very concerned about the governance issues at USP and many of the anomalies that have also been highlighted by the chair of the audit committee, and we believe that these need to be investigated.
The report was compiled by the chair of the USP Audit and Risk Committee, Mahmood Khan, who also sits on the USP Council. In one instance, it claims Professor AHLUWALIA is implicated in paying over $400,000 to a professor while the university was in a cash flow crisis and certain other matters were under investigation. It also alleges the Vice-Chancellor sanctioned pension payments to the personal account of a senior employee from England, even though he was not entitled to FNPF and was over the retirement age. Professor AHLUWALIA also allegedly approved the encashment of leave at a cost of $400,000. One employee was allegedly paid more than $60,000, while another was paid about $30,000. The author of the report, Mahmood Khan, claims he had to intervene personally after one Dr. Michael Wagner was driven to desperation regarding his employment contract and pay. Khan claims he had to seek help from the Attorney General and the Permanent Secretary for Immigration to extend Dr. Wagner's visa because USP failed to provide a return ticket. The list goes on, alleging harassment and bullying of about 8 high-ranking USP staff, abuse of office, as well as appointment and removal of staff from various positions without due process. Khan wrote to the council 8 days ago, claiming that it seems to have lost its mana for failing to address matters posing reputational risk to USP. He adds the report must be referred to an independent investigator. USP's Communications Department has told FBC News Professor AHLUWALIA will not be making any public statements on the matter, but has faith that the USP Council will handle matters diligently. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
Meanwhile, USP Vice-Chancellor Professor AHLUWALIA says he has not received any communication with regards to stepping down. While addressing hundreds of protesters at the USP Laucala campus, Professor AHLUWALIA maintains that he has done nothing wrong. The protest took place as the USP Executive Committee met to deliberate on allegations against AHLUWALIA. Lena Rees has more.
Hundreds of staff and students staged a protest at parts of the USP Laucala campus in support of Professor AHLUWALIA. As the Vice-Chancellor, he urged students and staff to continue fighting for him.
Even if I'm not here, every one of you now knows that we cannot take this lying down. So don't worry, we are going to fight this. I will fight it until every drop in my body.
The protesters called for the resignation of the Pro-Chancellor, Winston Thompson, claiming that he and other members of the USP Council are trying to impede the work of Professor AHLUWALIA.
And the document that was submitted to Council in May 2019 named him and named YOGESH. So for us, it's a conflict of interest, big time. So that is the thinking behind asking the Pro-Chancellor to step aside so that investigation could happen.
Pro-Chancellor Winston Thompson says the USP Council is the only body that can determine whether or not he steps down from the position.
I'm sure they'll listen to other views, but we're a democratic country and people are entitled to say what they think. We hope that they base their decisions on best available facts and not on hearsay and rumor.
Meanwhile, the USP Staff Union and Student Association say they want the current Professor AHLUWALIA to remain in office and to be assessed based on his key performance indicators. Lena Reese, FBC News.
The Fijian government continues to work to bring back Fijian nationals who have been stranded overseas in the aftermath of COVID-19 restrictions. Acting Permanent Secretary for Foreign Affairs YOGESH KARAN says while borders remain closed, they have been able to facilitate the return of some Fijians on select repatriation flights. KARAN says they continue to liaise with their overseas counterparts to accommodate Fijians on chartered flights where possible.
At the moment, the borders are closed, but despite that, we were able to bring 64 of our nationals about a week ago. They're in quarantine, and the other flight, which was supposed to happen and on the 4th, that didn't eventuate because we could not get the seats on that. It was on Air India. So the next flight that I'm being told is around the 15th, and we'll see how best we can get to find seats on that.
Being without a job for almost 3 months now has not deterred a mother of 3 in Lautoka from providing for her family. Olivia Dholati is a resort worker for 16 years, started begging last month as she awaits word on when she can return to work. Felipe Naikaso has more.
33-year-old Olivia Dholati isn't working for handouts during this pandemic, but using her baking skills to earn a living.
I told my husband, I should bake some pies. He said, what for? To sell. It will help him out as well, and plus I don't want to depend on the government assistance or my FNPF. So I thought, okay, I have enough savings, so how about I just start with that?
The last time Dholati was paid by her former employer was in March, and since then she has looked at other options to make money. She says with 3 kids to look after, it hasn't been easy.
It's helped us pay for our EFL, water bill, shopping at home, and right now my kids are with my in-laws, so we send money to them as well.
Meanwhile, farmers in the Western Division have also been affected by COVID-19, have not lost hope.
It's been hard, but we are continuing to sell so that we can put food on the table for the kids.
Many are hoping the situation normalizes as soon as possible and will continue to provide for their family with whatever little they have. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
The Ministry of Forests expects a fast track for its 30 million trees in 15 years initiative. This as they launch an online dashboard where individuals will be able to file a formal report of their contribution. The ministry has so far planted 1.9 million trees, but it's understood there have also been more planting carried out by individuals. The ministry says it is vital to keep a record of anyone who is making an effort to participate.
We hope to encourage more Fijians to actively participate in Fiji's tree planting revolution. This has now become one of our core functions aimed at protecting the environment, enhancing biodiversity, and addressing climate change.
The newly refurbished Dolphins Food Court at the FNPF Place in Suva is now open. The food court was closed for renovations for months, and the facelift has given a modern look to the 6 restaurants currently operating. Authentic India food seller The Best Roti Shop says despite the pandemic, the opening of the food court is timely.
Very excited today, very excited. Never mind the pandemic is still here, but we're looking really forward to it. It's a challenge, much appreciated. We have at the moment 8 staffs here because we're running on hugely on authentic Indian foods.
Coming up, 2021 trials for Silk Tales in 4 months' time, and Courts IDC to be held in Suva.
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.
Bula FM, number 2 and seri.
The Kaiviti Silktails will have another trial in October or November. This has been confirmed by Silktails Chair and Ambassador Petero Divonideva, who says the main purpose of the trials is to select an extended squad for next season's Ron Massey Cup. After pulling out of this year's competition due to financial constraints and COVID-19, Divonideva says the Vodafone Cup is another competition. Players can still strut their stuff.
There's a real carrot there for our local players to know that there's still obviously that opportunity and that chance to represent the Silktails in next year's 2021 Ron Massey Cup season in the New South Wales Rugby League.
Fiji Sevens captain Meli Ndernalangi can't wait to share the same training ground with the rest of the national squad. Ndernalangi says training without teammates for more than 2 months is quite unusual. Aquila Dama with the story.
Hug them if I could, if they annoyed me then.
There's no shame in admitting that you miss your teammates, and our young captain has a few things in mind when they train as a team again.
Spoiling the boys, giggling with them, to have that energy back.
Dernalangi says the advantage of training together is they can help each other.
It takes me a big challenge to train on my own and face those consequences. Like where sometimes if you're with a brother, they start to motivate you to push yourself through.
For another national rep, the struggle is harder while training in isolation.
Since there's no team training, it's hard training alone and not with my teammates because we are used to training together as a team, but we are trying to stay fit by training alone.
The Fiji 7 squad is expected to train together again in a few weeks. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
The Suva football fans may have missed out the Vodafone Fiji fact, but they will have a chance to witness the court's inter-district championship at the ANZ Stadium. This is after the Fiji Football Association Board of Control reviewed and approved the amended calendar following their meeting in Nandi over the weekend. The IDC was earmarked to be held in the newly refurbished Govin Park in Ba. However, following the revision of competition's calendar by the Fiji FA Board of Control, the IDC will now be moved to Suva. Fiji FA Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf says discussions on the venue and tentative date for the competition are underway.
We'll be talking to the Sports Commission. I hear the stadium for the Fiji Day holiday weekend in October so that we can do our IDC in Suva.
Taking a quick look at today's weather map, much like yesterday, you can expect a lot of rain to continue today. Cloudy conditions with occasional showers expected over most places. So if you're going to work or planning to go out today, please do carry an umbrella with you. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.
Bula FM, number 2 NSR.